welcome back to another colorful Keto with Dory. We are getting together with Amy tonight, and we're doing another first time ever Instagram Live. I'm so excited. And look at this. Look at how smooth she is. She already sent me the request. Lady, look at you go. And you thought you didn't know how to do this. I'm so proud of you. Yay, we're connecting. Hello, Kara. Hello, Lisa. Hello. How's our sound? Can you hear me? How's our sound?
Oh, I can hear you.
Yay! I'm so excited. Woo! So, Amy, why don't you introduce yourself first, and then we'll tell everybody what we're going to talk about today.
Sure. So, I'm Amy Armbruster, and I, at one point in my life, 4 years ago, weighed 308 pounds. I came upon the realization that I had no control, and no matter how many times I went to the gym, I couldn't lose the weight. So I resorted to what some people would call the easy way out.
My favorite.
And had bariatric surgery. So I had a Roux-en-Y on September 30th of 2015, and I lost 130 pounds. I think at my 1 year anniversary, I hit that 130. But then over time, I'm 3 years out now. I think it was last January, so I probably put on about 20 pounds. So, trying to figure out this whole diet thing again is so difficult, and it's so frustrating. And, I think a lot of us bariatric patients sit there and think, we're failures. Here's another fail for us. So, I tried different things, cut the calories, all those things that, never worked before. And suddenly right? I ran into keto. And so I thought I dabbled in it for maybe a month, in and out. And then I kind of thought, it's not for me. And then I started reading up on more about keto, started listening to podcasts like Jimmy Moore and Anthony Gustin and Leanne Vogel, all of them, which are fabulous. And I decided I was going to try it again. And I am down now about 10, 12 pounds since I started, So that's my story, and I'm still writing this chapter, obviously. But, yeah, that's... And plus then I also work at a bariatric clinic, so...
Yes. Well, and when we started chatting, I want everybody to know, we met on a Jimmy Rant. So if you're ever looking for new friends, Jimmy Rant's great place to meet new friends. And as soon as we started chatting, I was like, oh my God, samesies, girl, samesies. I mean, I was very close to your weight, 290, when I took the easy way, which is honestly my favorite phrase ever, besides, oh wow, you lost a lot of weight, but you didn't really do anything. My two favorite phrases. And same as you, I lost 130 pounds, and then my mother passed away, and I never learned how to deal with food. My surgery limited the quantity that I ate, but it never taught me how to not let food control me. It still did, just in smaller portions, right? I was still eating the same foods. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't change what I ate. I was limited by quantity. So that worked for a long time, and I was able to lose weight based on that. And when tragedy hit me, I regained exactly the same 20 pounds, and I felt like it may as well have been the whole 130. My failure felt that deep that I may as well have gained back every pound I lost and another 10, because I felt like that big. And when I found keto by accident, and when I hit the groups to ask, I got a resounding, this is not for you. And I'm curious if you got that same reaction I did. When I researched, my numbers said 1,600 calories a day, and I went, oh, I'll die. I can't eat that much. And I ran out to the groups and I said, okay, so I can't eat 1,600 calories a day. What happens? And they said, oh, well then you won't lose weight. They're all goals. They're all targets. If you don't hit them, if you don't ring the bell, you won't lose any weight. I'm terribly sorry. If you can't eat 1,600 calories a day minimum, this is not for you. So I'm curious, did you get a lot of keto is not for you? Because that's all I heard.
I got what I found and, or what I run into, the minute you say that you're on keto, it's like, oh, well, that's not sustainable. And what are you going to do when you stop it? You know, it's not long term. But really, it's real food. It's single ingredient foods. How can you not, you know, sure do. I've been blessed that when I had my bariatric surgery, I gave up bread, pasta, rice, potatoes. I gave up those things. So I was already somewhat keto as far as I just needed to increase my fats and I would be there.
Yeah.
But the naysayers, they can speak their mind, but most of the time it's like, have you read up on it? Do you understand it? You know, because it is sustainable. You know, for those that haven't changed their diets yet or whatever, is it going to be difficult? Oh my God, yes, it's going to be hard because those carbs are addicting. You know, and so I'm thankful that I don't have to deal with that part. And I guess I don't, you know, the naysayers, I'll just keep on preaching what I'm preaching. And I'm so passionate about this. I mean, I think I'm even more passionate about keto than I am about having bariatric surgery.
Do you know what? Samesies. Do you know, I always kind of felt in the shadows about my bariatric surgery. I never talked about it on Facebook. I never posted any pictures of myself. There was never before my surgery, after my surgery pictures, because in my own personal life, the response I got was overwhelmingly negative. Like, there were a couple of people. My mom was supportive. My best friend had the surgery with me. My fiance at the time was really excited for this sexy new woman who was on the way. But everybody else was like, oh, how could you? That, you know, if you really wanted to be thin, you could just starve yourself. I actually had someone explain to me how she lost weight by buying a bag of chips and a bottle of water every day, eating one of the chips, throwing the bag out, and starving herself all day long. And if I really wanted to be thin, I could. I mean, I don't have to have surgery and take the easy way. I could just starve myself.
But the problem is, and that's another thing that I think people don't realize, when you go and when you cut calories that drastically, your body will go into a mode of, oh my gosh, are we not going to get any more food? We got to hang on to every little thing, water included. It will hang on to it, and you'll start puffing up, and actually you'll kind of gain, and you're like, okay, that didn't work for me, because you're taking in too little. So you have to find that right balance, and I think everybody has a different number. And truly, I stopped the numbers. I was going on my Fitness Pal and putting in everything I ate, and now I don't worry about it as much. But I think now that I'm a little bit more into it and more fat adapted, I think it's my body now is just telling me when I'm hungry, or, you know, like my mornings is when I'm hungry. I'm hungry all the way up until noon. After that, I really don't care. You know, so I think that helps. But in the beginning, you know, I think you do kind of have to watch, and I hate to say watch your numbers, but if you don't take in enough, your body is going to think that it's in starvation mode and hang on to everything.
Yes. Now, I want to talk a little bit about how we figure out our own magic number, because each of us does it differently. And I think it's a little bit, not even a little bit, a lot more important when you've had a bariatric surgery. Because of the small amount we eat, getting the right amount of nutrients really, really matters. So for me, when everybody said 1,600 ride or die, I decided I would track how much I could eat instead. So I kept in mind my percentages, my high fat, my moderate protein, my low carb, and instead I tracked everything I do eat comfortably. I didn't limit myself. I ate as much as I felt like every time I felt like eating it. I never limited myself. And at the end of 2 months, I looked at that number and I based my magic number on what I actually eat. And I know you did something kind of similar. So I would love for you to kind of touch on that, because I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, I'm so smart. I'm the only one who knows this.
I mean, if you're talking about like for keto, well, and bariatric, I mean, keto, you're looking at the high fat, moderate protein, and low carbs. So I just did the generic 75, 20, and 5,
yeah.
But I kept in mind, and the biggest thing, with bariatric patients is you have to get a minimum of 60 grams of protein. And I think really, actually, for even somebody that hasn't had surgery, you have to at least get 60 grams of protein in. Otherwise, your body is going to pull that from your muscles. It will, your hair will get thin, bad skin. So no matter what you use for keto numbers, you still have to get that 60 for a minimum.
Yes.
And really, I think I read somewhere like you do 0.5 times the 2 or times your weight or something for the figure on the protein or whatever. But I just figure as long as I hit 60 minimum, and if I go above that, I'm okay. And actually, if I hit 100, you're still okay on keto. It's not gonna throw you out of ketosis. So, that's my biggest thing, and I worry about a lot of people that come onto keto, and they're like restricting their protein, and it's like, don't restrict your protein as much. Don't. Because you have to, no matter what, you have to hit that 60, and that's so important.
Yes. Now, let's talk a little bit about restriction, because I think that everybody is used to dieting the old way. You lose weight by restricting. And I know for me, when I found keto, it was like the brand new freedom, because all of a sudden, I didn't have to restrict what I was eating in amount. I just had to restrict the foods I was eating, and then I got more freedom. So how do you find keto is restrictive, or are you enjoying yourself?
No, I'm totally enjoying myself. I mean, for breakfast, which I feel guilty. But I'm almost 50 years old, and I'm thinking, I'm losing weight. I feel fabulous. I don't have the edema that I had in my legs since I started keto. So I know how I feel is wonderful. But what I'm eating, I feel guilty, because all our lives we've been told to be on, the standard American diet or the Canadian diet, eat low fat, eat, high carbs, and it's like, I put butter in my coffee. I put coconut oil in my coffee. I put heavy whipping cream in my coffee, and I blend it up, and I look forward to going to bed at night just because I know when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to get my coffee. And I am so excited about that. I mean, that is my biggest thing, is my coffee in the morning. And that's usually, and then after that, it's like, if I want to eat eggs, I eat eggs. If I want to eat avocados, I eat avocados. Meatloaf, steak, hamburger, I just don't eat the bun. I don't eat French fries, And as long as I stick to, for bariatrics, you're supposed to eat your protein first and then your vegetables. And for the most part, I do still do that. Yeah. I focus on my meat because I got to make sure, because I only, I've got a tiny little pouch.
Yes.
So I've got to make sure that I make it count. And then, then I just eat whatever I want, the rest of it. Yes. But I don't find it restricting. I find it more guilt laden, just because I'm eating things that all my life I've been told you can't can't eat that. Or you can only, bacon's so bad for you. Sausage is so bad for you. And I'm just like, damn, this stuff is good.
It's good. It's so good, though. For me, I was sold on bacon. Like, when I found keto, it was by accident. A girlfriend of mine sent me to watch a video. I did not want to watch the video. I decided before I pressed play I didn't like it. Like, I literally looked at my phone and went, yeah, that's right, diet guy. I don't like your face. I don't like you. I don't even like you. And I watched the video, and he started talking about the bulletproof coffee, butter, and I was like, ew, dude, you are so gross. If I hadn't promised to watch you, I'd turn you off right now. And then he said bacon, and I was like, pardon?
What?
Hello? Hey, I like you. Tell me more. Tell me more about this bacon. And all the other things I love, like heavy cream and high-fat sour cream and cheese and all of the things I really love. My favorite thing that my mother always said would kill me that is so keto, I drink pickle juice. Just saying. What?
I've done that because I've had some leg cramps, after I've been running for the day or something, and I go to bed and I have a leg cramp. And I take magnesium all the time, but this night was like just a killer, and I'm like, go get the pickle juice, go get the pickle juice. And I felt guilty. All that sodium.
Right?
But all of these things we've been taught are no longer true, and it's been proven that it's not true.
Well, and why did we believe them? I don't really know. When I look back on what I used to eat pre-surgery, when I made the decision that I needed to have surgery, because it wasn't an easy choice to make. It's a choice that I went back and forth for 13 whole years before I had surgery. It's not like I decided one time, I'm going to do that. It took me 13 years of thinking about it, looking into it, rethinking about it, re-looking into it, before I actually did that. But at that point in my life, nothing would have changed. Because people ask me all the time, if you had known about keto then, Dory, would you have done that instead? And my answer is always no. I had surgery 7 years ago. I barely heard of keto a year and a half ago. I never would have found it 7 years ago, and I never would have believed. I would not have believed. I would not have tried it. I would not have believed it could make a difference in my life. I flat out wouldn't. I tried everything. I did everything already. I didn't get to 290 pounds because I didn't try. I tried, I failed, and I was tired of people telling me what a big fat failure I was. Tired of it. Done.
Yeah, exactly. And I sometimes think to myself, if I would have known about keto prior to surgery, would I have done it? And I can't even answer that. I don't know, because at the time, like you said, I don't think I knew about it. I mean, years prior, I knew about the Atkins diet, which I think is higher protein, moderate fats.
Yes.
But I didn't, I think I was young and dumb back then, in my 20s, and it was like, I didn't really need it, no big deal. I was well on my way on gaining weight. But I guess we all have to travel down our own journey, and whether we made the right decision or not, that's what we made, and we can't go back on it.
Yes.
So I'm glad I found keto now, because I feel much better. They talk about that brain fog. I remember one day I was at work, and my coworkers, I think some of them are online, I was just like, I felt like this humming in my chest, and I was like, I just want to go for a run, and my brain was like snapping, and it was like, this is crazy. And I'd been on keto, for I think 2 weeks, and I was actually burning ketones because I was checking them.
Yeah.
So I knew, but it was incredible. I don't know if I want to call it a euphoric feeling minus the drugs.
Yes.
But it was fabulous.
So Joe says that she got kicked out of Jenny Craig after she had her bariatric surgery. They were like, you've already had surgery. You don't need our help. Get out of here.
So
Let's talk about that a little bit, because that's something I encountered as well. When I was looking for diet help after my surgery, I encountered a lot of, no, you already took the easy way. You don't deserve my help. Out of here for you. You don't deserve any help. You already did your thing. You do you. You already did you. So I found a lot of that for myself personally, that nobody, if they did know about surgery, they A, didn't know how to help me, or B, just didn't want to, because I already got mine. I had surgery. I don't need to be healthy.
One and done, Dory.
Yeah, that's it. You get one, that's it. Like, either you can eat good or you can have surgery, and you already picked yours. Sorry, B.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
I don't know what I would do. I've not experienced that, but I said, I'm blessed. I work in a bariatric clinic, so I'm surrounded by dietitians, my surgeons, my coworkers. You know, I encourage all my patients. You know, I have patients that come in and they're embarrassed because they've gained 10 pounds. And it's like, I'm glad you're back. You know, it's like, we can get you back in with a dietitian, get you back on track, you know, whatever we have to do to get you there. So I don't know. I've never been kicked out.
Oh, you're lucky.
You know, I still consider myself an obese person. You know, it's still in my chart. You know, it still says in my chart that I'm morbidly obese, even though I'm not. You know, but it's still part of that mindset that we're failures and that we're lazy and we don't try. And, you know, my mom would sit there when I was younger. I went to camp, and so I went to a 2-week camp, and I get to camp and I open up my suitcase and she had cut out a letter C, and had colored it all pretty. And it was for me for a reminder of calories while I'm at camp.
No.
And bless her heart, she did it out of love.
Oh.
But, you know, back in those days,
oh,
you know, but yeah, it was, you know, I opened up my suitcase and there was this C. She had taped it to my top of the inside part of my luggage bag. And so it was C, and I knew right away it was calories.
And you know what? Those are the things that our mothers do because they don't want us to grow up the way that they did. My mother was fat. She never wanted me to grow up to be fat. So when I was little, she would remind me all the time, don't grow up to be fat. I still did. I still grew up to be fat.
My mom wasn't very heavy. I would say she looked good. You know, I was on the heavier side, but then I watched my mom not really eat a whole lot and live on chocolate.
Skinny fat, right?
Yes.
Skinny fat. Not healthy, but you can eat whatever you want and not gain the weight. And then you can thumb your nose at everybody else when they're trying really hard. Because I did try. It's not that I didn't try, but diet was such a deprivation that I could really only manage it for a couple of days. Like, I could do really good for 2 or 3 days, and then I'd be like, girl, I earned a donut. Girl, I earned me like 4 donuts. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, let's go get some donuts. And then you ruin everything that you did, and then you have no motivation to start again. And you're in that vicious.
It's a terrible, terrible thing, this dieting, you know, and the things that we do to ourselves, or the things that people say to us, you know, like, oh, should you be eating that?
Oh, isn't that my favorite? I once had a stranger at a gas station comment on my chocolate bar. Like, actually, you don't know me. Do you have any business saying, do you think you really need that chocolate bar? Do you think you really need your teeth? Just asking, you know, just out of curiosity. You might not need them. Just saying. And sadly, it's not even just adults. I have a girlfriend whose daughter is 9. She has a lot of thyroid issues. She is a large little girl. She looks older than she is. But a stranger at the grocery store looked at my friend's 9-year-old daughter and said, do you really need those potato chips, do you think? Wow.
Isn't it amazing how strangers will just come up to obese people and put their 2 cents in on what we need?
Do you really think it's okay to fat shame a child in public? Like, please look at what you're doing for 2 seconds and realize that you are a grown adult man speaking to a 9-year-old little girl. And I was 10 the first time somebody said, "Oh, you have such a pretty face, Dory. If you could just lose weight, you'd be stunning." Stunning.
Yeah, because being skinny is, the only way to be.
Well, it is, right? It is. And when I got to my biggest, do you know what? I accepted that I was never going to be thin and I was never going to be healthy. And you know what? Thin and healthy were for some people. It wasn't for me. I was fat. I was happy. I was somewhat healthy. I was loved. But I wasn't. I wasn't happy. I wasn't even fake pretend happy because I was in so much pain every day that I literally could not walk around without 12 to 24 painkillers a day. I did not function. I was not happy. I was pretending I was happy because I'd already decided there wasn't anything else I could do about it. I may as well just accept it.
Yeah. Which is just sad.
It is, and I'm really glad that surgery changed my life because it really was, it's a tool. It's not the be-all, end-all. It's not the answer. I did not go into it thinking, you know what, I'm going to have this surgery and I'm going to come out as a Barbie doll. My weight loss goal originally was 175 pounds because that was my high school weight. I'd never been less than that. And right now I weigh 145 pounds. So I'm literally smaller than I've ever been in my whole life, but that wasn't where I thought I was going. Like, I didn't have surgery and be like, oh, I'm going to be 130 pounds and I'm going to be a Barbie doll and I'm going to be size 3 and I'm going to be perfect. I was like 175, size 14, low end of the plus. Girl, I'm good. Like, I am good. I am good. As long as I'm like sexy fat and not gross fat. I'm okay with that. I never even aimed for thin. I just aimed for cute fat. Cute fat was my goal. Like, that was it. I never even dreamed of thin. I never dreamed of days under plus sizes. I was like, you know what? As long as I could be cute fat, I'm cool with that. Like, I just don't want to be like, dear God, why doesn't somebody harpoon me fat anymore? Because I remember... Oh, nobody can pretend they didn't say that. You'd look at your girlfriend when you saw somebody walk by and you'd be like, girl, if I ever get fat like that, put my ass down. And nobody did.
Yeah. And Joette Lutrick here says it's a tool and it's still up to you to make it work, which is so true.
Yes.
And every time I teach pre-op class before our patients go into surgery, I tell them, I'm like, it is a tool. And if you come out of surgery and go back to the same way that you're eating now, it's not going to work. You might get a year's worth of losing some weight, not your maximum or your, potential. You'll lose some, but if you don't learn some of these lessons prior to surgery, or if you don't give up on some of that carb stuff, you're not going to be successful. I've had people that come back at 5 weeks and it's like, I ate half a donut this morning. Before surgery, I would have only eaten a whole donut. And it's like... I would have
eaten 4 donuts before. I only ate half. I'm a hero. I ate a half of a donut. Sadly, I was that girl. I was that girl, and I justified it that way. You know what? Pre-surgery, I would have eaten 4 donuts, so I can totally eat a half of a donut. I'm okay. I'm only eating a half of a donut. Shut up. And people would say to me, Dory, do you think you should eat that? And you know what I would say to them? You shut up. You shut up right now. I get 2 bites. So I'm a bloody eat 2 bites of whatever I want. You don't like it, don't look. Don't like it, don't look. And people would tell me all the time, oh, do you really think you should eat that? And I'd be like, do you really think you should open your mouth? Carby Dory was less nice. I want to put that out there. Carby Dory is kind of a beep.
It's those carbs talking. Angry.
Oh, angry, man. Like, Carby Dory, I was way less pleasant. Like, I would tell a girl off like that. when I was on the carbs. Like, you look at me wrong in the grocery store and I would tell your ass off.
That's one thing, I have learned or I have found on keto. I feel like I'm a little bit calmer.
Yes. More balanced. Like, just more even keel. And here's the thing for me. Oh, go ahead.
I think the only reason is because you can indulge in all this fat and you're just so happy and satisfied that, why be angry at the world?
Well, I don't have the ups and downs that sugars and carbs gave me because they burn fast and hot like kindling in a fire. So I was constantly just throwing kindling and paper on my fire that lights up super fast and then burns out and you get the crash. And I lived for that spike crash. And now with it just being more even all of the time, I just feel more balanced. Like, all the way across the board. My energy doesn't dip. I'm high energy all day, every day, instead of having, 5 or 6 good spurts of energy throughout a day where you're like, oh, I've got energy. I better take advantage of this before I get lazy again.
Yeah, and the other thing too with what I found is my sleeping has improved immensely. I mean, granted, I still have off days where I might be up from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock because I can't sleep. But for the majority, I go to bed and I pass out and I sleep until that alarm goes off. Have you had that same?
I used to go to bed and lay there for hours and toss and turn, and my brain would spin and it wouldn't turn off. And as soon as I got to bed, it was like torture time. And my brain would just go and go and go. And then when I finally fell asleep through exhaustion, I would wake up feeling like I hadn't slept at all. Even if I slept, 8 or 9 hours, I woke up feeling like I was dragging ass, like somebody hit me with their car. And since keto, and I would say really within the first 2 weeks, it did not take very long to see that all of a sudden, I go to bed when I'm tired, I lay down, I close my eyes, I just go to sleep. Now, the only thing I will say is I sleep less hours a day. I only sleep 6 or 7 hours a day now because the second my eyes open, my brain is like, hey, let's go. And I'm like, no, dude, it's Sunday. We can sleep in. No, let's go. Keto, baby. There's stuff to do. Let's go. Cook something, try something, do something, clean something. Yay! And I'm like, no, sleep in. I don't do that anymore. Like, that's the only downside I would say is I am physically unable to sleep in ever again.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever slept in. I'm such a morning person. But I find myself going to bed at 8:30 at night, and by 9 o'clock, my eyes are shut.
Yeah. See, I remember because when my son was little, I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning every day on the weekends. Sleeping until noon was mommy's thing, right? Like, are you ready to get up, mommy? Is it noon yet? And he'd be like, I don't know how to tell time. Then it's not noon. Man, I'm still sleeping. Because I love to sleep in, but it's not physically possible for me. So I just accept that I get way more done in a day now.
Darn it, you got to be more productive.
Right? Or I could waste that time online, watching YouTube videos and, Podcasts. Oh my goodness. So I want to talk to you a little bit about your Facebook group. Because you have a brand new, well, I don't want to say brand new, but relatively new Facebook group. And I would love for you to take an opportunity to tell us about that so that our people can go find you on your group.
Yeah. So, my Facebook group, it's called Kickin' It Keto. Ooh. And it's just the Kickin' ' Keto.
Okay.
And because like I said, when I found keto and I started listening to the podcast and I started reading some books and going online and stuff, I felt so passionate that I want other people to know about it. So silly me thought, well, let's start a Facebook page. I had no clue. I had to tell my daughter. I'm like, I called my daughter up. I said, hey, I don't know how to start a Facebook page. And she's like, are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me, mother? I'm old like that too. I YouTubed everything, like how to make a Facebook group, how to make a YouTube channel, how to make an Instagram, all of those things I learned by watching YouTube videos. Thank you, YouTube.
Maybe that's what I need to do, because that's the one thing I've not delved in is to YouTube.
Oh, that's all I do. And I'll tell you a funny. So I watched a video about how to create a YouTube channel, and I accidentally created 2. And I didn't figure out how to delete the second one. So technically, I have a whole second channel with no content on it.
Nice. You better start adding to it.
I know. I haven't decided what to do with it yet. Because I think I almost want to do something and separate my content. Because I have this thing, and it's called Dory content. I just post things when I feel like it. And then it ends up being a sea of, oh my goodness, how can I find anything? That's what happened in my Facebook group, which is my colorful keto lifestyle. And so I made subgroups to separate the content, because so much of what was in our group was a combination of, like, we had a lot of mindset issues, so I made a separate subgroup to keep all that information together, a separate recipe group to keep all of that together, a separate bariatrics group to keep all of that together. And I'll tell you, it builds up really fast. Like,
my group is nice and small. I have 20-some people in it. It's just pretty much local people off of my Facebook page that I've invited, or people that have been,
Yes.
But, like, I just wanted to get the word out there. I want to, I post articles, with good information that are well researched, because I don't want, like,
just
the standard
anything.
American diet that has not been well researched, doesn't have good studies, and so I want to put good articles out there for people to read, decent recipes, even ones that I have, and just a place that people can come and talk. I find it very quiet, though, so I don't know if it's just because it's new, but it's kind of a quiet little page right now, which I guess is fine, because I'm fumbling my way through all this. So quiet is okay.
Do you know what? You might be surprised how quickly these things grow. When I originally started my group, it was based off of a post I saw in another group that I was part of. The admin had made a post asking for people to be buddies, to buddy up and do buddy system. And when I saw the post, a lady responded, I became her buddy, we, one-on-one together, and got her on the go. And it really only took 3 days of intensive, questions, information. And then after that, she would check in with me, once a week, once a month, once every couple of months. And when I saw the responses to this post, there was hundreds. And I thought, okay, well, I can't do that with hundreds of people. But I can start a little group, and I can, 6, 12 ladies, just what I can help on my own. I'll start a little group. Originally, it was called My Colorful Keto Buddy Dory, because it was just me, and I was just being a one-on-one buddy. So I built a group for 6 to 12 ladies, never, ever thinking that it would grow. And I think we're almost at 2,800 members now in a year. Like, it's just over 1 year. And I never imagined. I just started a little group for 6 ladies. And I thought, you know what, come and hang out with me and we'll be friends. That was it. That was my only goal. That was my only idea. I never imagined a group of thousands and thousands of people.
How do you manage that?
It's fun.
And how do you, here's the thing, because when a group gets to be that kind of size, you end up getting, the bickering. You see it all the time where somebody asks a question and somebody doesn't like it and kind of is a little snarky, and then you've got two sets of people sitting there going back and forth that, you know, you're not nice. And
well, and you want to know something? And here's the weirdest thing. I have literally never in a year had that in my group. And I think in the beginning, everybody who came to my group was personally added by me. Most of the people who find my group, because I'm so niche, they find me because they watch my videos, they know me, they know my values. The only rule in my group is don't be a jerk. Like, that's it. My rules are we are all awesome. We all treat each other that way. And that's it. Like, once or twice I had somebody who left kind of a snarky something. I messaged them. They left my group at the speed of light. And it never happened again. But in my group, we just don't have that. It just does not exist in my group. And that's kind of why I built my group. Because I saw that absolutely everywhere, where everybody was like, judge, 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 mean, 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 no, no, no. And that's why I started making recipes, because of the no's all of the time. I was so tired of everybody telling me no and never having an answer. Like, I would say, can I eat this? And they would say no. But they wouldn't say... Yeah, they wouldn't say, why don't you try this instead? Or have you tried that? There was never any, it was, no, you can't have that. How stupid are you? You're stupid, right? Clearly. And I was like, wow, you're mean. So at the very beginning, we really, really set group up as this is a fun place to hang out. We joke, we laugh, we learn together. There are no stupid questions. And I don't care if it's the first time I've heard that question, which is very unlikely, or if it's the millionth time I've heard that question. I will never say, did you look that up? Did you research that? Could you use the search function? Why didn't you use Google? Because that's my pet peeve. Oh my God, in groups. Could you use the search function? Did you look at Google? Well, you know what?
Did you go on the files and read the files out of 5,000 files? Where is it?
Right? Because here's the thing. If people wanted that, they could go to Google. They could go to Pinterest. They can go to YouTube. If they're in your group, it's because they want camaraderie. They want friendship. They want someone's actual opinion about something. Otherwise, they would just Google, cauliflower pizza review, and they would look on YouTube. They go into a group and say, hey guys, have you tried this cauliflower pizza? Because they want to know what people think of it. And then people jump on them and go, you know, that's not keto. Oh my God. And we're all in different phases. Like, I learned on my own and I knew nothing. So I got my face ripped off a really lot. Like, a really lot. One of the first things I researched, and I was so proud of myself, was organic coconut sugar. It's good. It's organic. It's got less sugar, right? It's only 4 grams of sugar instead of 16 per tablespoon. I know I saw it somewhere where it was good. I researched it. I found it. It took me 4 shopping trips and 3 hours of investment to find it. And when I did, I posted it on a group and I was like, I'm the queen of the world. And they were like, you're the stupidest bag that ever was. Like, they literally ripped me to shreds and they were like, oh my God, how stupid are you? And I was like, but it's organic, it's totonut, it's good. And they're like, no, it's not good, and you, lady, are stupid. Did you not see the big sugar written across the bag? And I was like, but it says organic, healthy.
Shame, shame, shame.
I've been burned at the stake more than one time.
Well, you know, the same with, that's the same, and one of my latest struggles is the heavy whipping cream.
Yes.
Because you get people that say, oh, you can't do heavy whipping cream because it's got that, what is it called?
Carrageenan.
Yeah. And even though the bottle says, or the container says zero carbs.
Yes.
I have a cousin that will sit there and say, oh, you have to go on the USD website or whatever.
Yes.
And it will tell you what the carbs are.
So it does actually have, it's like, we've talked about this with Dr. Ken Berry. It is such a smidge under a carb. Like, when I went to school, 0.5 and up was rounded up. It's like I think it's something like 8.6 of a carb, and they can still call it no carb. So there is almost a gram of carbs. I also got burned at the stake for that one in a group when I was like, I buy heavy whipping cream because it doesn't have any carbs. And some guy was like, actually though, it has almost 1 carb, and clearly you don't know what you're talking about, Dumpy. And I was like, oh.
And I'm drinking 16 cups a day, and
right?
I'm eating, 100 carbs just hidden in my whipping cream.
Right? Oh my goodness.
I feel guilty. Why am I feeling guilty about my carbs in my whipping cream?
Exactly. And here's the thing. I mean, yeah, it's 1 gram of carbs per tablespoon, but really, what else do you waste carbs on? I know the only thing I waste carbs on is veggies and nuts. Like, that's it. I waste my carbs on veggies, nuts, and heavy whipping cream. And is it a waste? Like, dude, is it actually a waste? Like, I love it. I absolutely love it.
I wake up happy every morning. I'm knowing I'm going to have my coffee with heavy whipping cream.
And it makes the world go round. And why everybody got to be so mean? Like, and everybody does their own way. And I'm okay with that. 1,000,000% I'm okay with that. But not everybody is. Sometimes they really feel the need to tell you how it is. And I would say those are the only people we don't allow in my group. They do see
a little stipulation if they read the fine. Did you read the fine print before joining my group?
Right?
Clearly says.
Seriously, it says don't be a jerk, and clearly you are. So, bye-bye. Although I've never actually had to kick anybody out of my group. As soon as they realize they don't get to be mean in there, they really get on their own way really, really fast. Like, super fast. I've never had to kick anybody out. They left long before I ever had an issue because they're like, oh, well, clearly, I can't be a bag here. Who even wants to do that in their free time? That's my question. Like, I really want to know how sad you are and how lonely you are in your life, that in your free time, your leisure time, that you feel the need to be ignorant to other grown adults that you don't know on the internet. Wow, like, it's my leisure time. I want to have fun in my leisure time. I'm certainly not running around being mean to people. I'm pretty sure we all get enough of that in our everyday, with our jobs and our families and our kids and our dogs and all the things we can't avoid, that the last thing we need is to go online in our leisure time and be told off.
Well, I mean, it's like when I was watching your interview with Jimmy Moore yesterday, you guys were talking about that, how people, behind the screen, behind the keyboard, you don't know me.
Do you know what? It's funny because the other day I did a watch party of, not that video, but another one that I did with Jimmy, and a lady commented on it. It wasn't a word comment, it was a meme. It was a fat shaming meme. And she had the nerve to post a fat shaming Jimmy meme on it. And I private messaged her. This was not in my group, this was in another group. And I private messaged her and I said, I do not know who you think you are, but clearly I respect Jimmy and I appreciate what he does. And you know what she said? Stop being a social justice warrior. Jimmy doesn't need you to defend him.
What?
I'm a social justice warrior, babe. You didn't know. And I was like, really? It's okay. Like, on a post that I made, you should be able to fat shame someone I respect. But I'm the social justice warrior and I'm the keyboard warrior? Okay. All right then. Bye-bye. And she left.
Yeah. People are just crazy.
Well, and for what reason, I don't know. Like, I guess it's a credit to say you invoke that strong of a response in people, right? Like, you'd have to really, really tick somebody off for them to feel like they needed to either make and or search for a nasty meme just to post, right? Like, unless you happen to have it on your phone because you're a hateful person, she actually invested time in that.
I think a lot of times, though, when you're talking about weight, anytime we're talking about weight, we all carry a lot of baggage, and it's not just weight we carry.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, when you see people that are successful or that they've figured it out, I don't want to say they're jealous, but they're mad that they haven't gotten there yet. And so then their way of getting back at you is a mean.
Well, and everybody connects with a different personality, and that's the key. That's why so many people are out there sharing their journey, because someone may not connect with my personality, but they might connect with yours. They might connect with Jimmy. They might connect with Leanne Vogel. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, the people that we connect to are the people that we feel like we would be friends with in real life. That's who we want to follow online. That's who we trust. We trust the people that we look at them and say, oh my God, girl, we would like be besties. Oh my God, come to my house. Let's be bestest friends. And that's who we want to follow. So the truth of it is, if we were all the same, then where do the people go? Everyone is going to connect with someone, and not everyone is going to connect with me. Not everybody likes me. Even I have haters, and I'm so nice. But we all do. Not everybody is going to understand what you do. And if you're starting to share your journey, I want you to understand that. There are going to be people who don't understand what you do. They're not going to like what you do, and they're not going to be nice about it. I wish that was different. But in a year, I've seen so much of it that I know it can't just be me, because I'm not horrible.
No, not at all. You're funny as hell.
Oh, so I think we're probably coming close up on our time. And I would love to give you the closing out thought. And I would love for you to address people who, like us, have had a bariatric surgery and they're debating. You know what, is keto for me? Is it not for me? What would you say to those people if they're on the fence right now and they're watching us and they're going, maybe?
I'm a huge proponent of doing your research. When I went in to have surgery, I looked up what a sleeve was. I looked up what a Roux-en-Y was. I wrote pros and cons, and then I debated. I pulled out the most important pieces, and then I debated, is that something I can do? I think the same with keto. Whether you want to do keto or you want to do Mediterranean or paleo, you have to find what is right for you and what you can live with, within that guidelines. I mean, granted, not everybody's perfect, and sometimes I slip and I might have something that had some breading on it, but it's a journey. Our life is a journey, and we have different chapters, and it's just a matter of finding what works for you.
Yes. And if we're going to do it forever, then one little slip up here and there isn't the end of the world, because it's forever, right? Like, this isn't something that we're only going to do for 3 months to lose our goal weight, and we have to get it perfect. We have from now until forever to get it right. And it doesn't have to be perfect to start. You don't have to know everything. You just have to be excited to try.
Well, yeah, and the other thing, too, you may start out, you might be like, hey, I think I want to do paleo. I think that works for me. And then you'll do that for a while, and you might morph into going into keto. And God forbid, I haven't tried it yet, is to do the carnivore. I just don't, that's just, to me, that's just crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't work
People
for me.
do it, they float in and out, I think, of different lifestyles for eating. I hate calling it a diet, because it's a lifestyle.
Yes. I think that is absolutely the best note to leave on. We are not having a diet. We are living a lifestyle. Thank you so much for joining me, Amy. It's been so much fun. I can't wait to do it again because I think...
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Dory, we just met online just a few days ago, and it's just been incredible. I so appreciate you doing this with me. And
oh, I'm excited. We have so much bariatric stuff to talk about, girl.
Oh my God.
Oh, we're on. I adore you. Thank you so much, and thank you for doing this with us. I know you were nervous to do your very first ever live, and you did amazing. Like, you don't even look nervous, girl. You are a natural.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'll message you. Let's do it again soon. Bye, darling. There we go. Okay. Oh my goodness, guys. How much fun is it to talk with our bariatric family? I absolutely love it. Oh, it says we're paused due to poor connection. I don't know why that is, but we're going to close out in a second anyways. So, there we go. We're back. We were paused for a second. I'm going to sign out. Have an awesome evening. And I'm going to pop back shortly and I'm going to show you guys the leggings. Remember when we bought our Wish leggings? And you were laughing at me trying to put them on, and we were talking about if we could make a jacket. We're going to do that next. See you soon, guys. We're going to have so much fun. Oh, my goodness. And spoiler alert, I totally love it. Just saying. Spoiler.